Okay, we're back. So I'll just show you on mine. I don't know if you can see. Here we are. So I should get a little pointer again. Where is it? I use that. So I got little brass pieces of brass tube in there, and you can see, where is it? Down on here. There, you might figure in there. Okay. That's my retracting tail wheel. So basically, and then I have this cover comes off at the back, so I can access the what happens is push rod comes down, drives a bell crank to I have to take the cover off. Push rod comes down to a bell crank, then off the bell crank it drives a linkage here for the rudder, and then it comes back, and I don't know if, oops, sorry about that, I don't know if you can see, but there's cables there. Here, I'll wiggle the steering wheel. The cables come off the tiller arm back there, which drives the steerable tail wheel. So when it's tricky, because when the tail wheel's extended and locked, then you have the tension, you gotta have the right tension on there so that the tail wheel will steer. So I made a cover just to keep an eye on that. For those guys that don't know, and I didn't know this, back here, this little plastic thing, if you've seen it on a real Mustang. I was watching a walk around on a Mustang video, and I didn't know that, but that's when the pilots on their long flights for doing escort services with the bombers and that, and if you had to take a pee, that's where it came out. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what the guy had said, so I thought that was kind of funny. The radiator scoops opens and closes along at the same time with the oil cooler scoop. That's all servo operated. So that's basically on that. That's my dad's scale spinner and propeller. I'll show you that in a minute. I bought actually I didn't buy it. I asked my kids one day for Christmas. I got the Haynes Mustang manual. It's got a lot of information in it. They got me the Mosquito, the Hurricane Spitfire, the Rolls-Royce engine. So lots of material. But there's supposed to be like the scale cockpit of a P-51D. And just close this up for a second. When I get bored, I do a little bit of puttering on stuff. So in here is my little scale for behind the cockpit. Got the battery. Gotta do a bit of touching up, some stuff let go, and some more wiring in that. But there's like the batteries, and I believe the one in front's the radio. Might have them mixed up, but here's this would be the right side of the cockpit I'm working on. The red handle, I believe that's the emergency for the to get maybe pop the canopy off, emergency release. And then the other one with the white knob is the crank for it. Maybe the red handle is a canopy lock. I'm not too sure. Then a few little things I simulated. There's I think that's for the oxygen regulator, and that right there. Just a couple little panels, some small pieces of wire. I did some little wraps with some tape, thin masking tape I cut to simulate some cable wraps. And that. What do you got over here? Over here, left console. There's I think that's the flap wheel, and that's just a servo gear that I used. Oh, it might be elevator trim, but I did that. Let's see, we did that there. Lots of goodies. These are my rails I'm working on for the canopy to slide in at the front. Let's see, you seen that one? I was dinking around with a piece of, I think that's what the iPhone came in, and the shape's not too bad. I was thinking of making it for a backrest for the seat. I never throw packaging out. If I get stuff that I think I might be able to use down the road, I will get it. This is my my instrument panel. All the bezels I made a mold and made each bezel is just epoxy and some microbloons into a clay mold, I think it was I did. And then, you know, litho plate for the panel, bits of plastic to make some switchers. There's a fuel selector switch and stuff. So we're plugging away on that. Working away on there's the crash pad for your bean. Let's see, which way does this go now? I think it goes like that. That's the gun sight. I just gotta make the actual plastic sight up there. There's a crash pad for your head. Working on that. The other side, there's throttle mixtures, probably a bunch of circuit breakers and stuff, and then some just fake some wire to going through. Linkage down at the bottom. Some fakey scale little rivets just to dress it up. They're just pushed through on the back side, so it'll come out on that side. One of my videos that will be posted will show a bit of the bottle cap. For the headrest, it's actually a beer cap. It's pushed in because I just thought it'd be like worn leather. Then I painted it up to make it look all dirty. I believe that bar, I'm not sure if that's where the seatbelt goes around. And then just the little back of it. I think on the head, that hole on the headrest at the top, I think that's where the antenna would go through. Some more little switches, simulated switches. Again, just some bits of plastic. Just sanded down by hand to make them look like little switches. So from, 50 feet or whatever, they'll look pretty good. Side panels for behind the pilot's seat. Piece of balsa wood for armor plating, but that's about it for that. My dad's Mustang static propeller. even had the Mustangs, some of them had the cuffs on the blades. I'm not too sure what those were for. I'd have to do some research. His spinner, I believe, yeah, I think it's just balsa wood, and he turned it up on the lathe. So I got that. I keep that on the back wall there where his picture is. I'll go for a walk here. I put his together just to see what's going on here. I started restoring this after he passed away, so that's over 15 years, I believe, now. So we're going to work on his cowl. I was going to make a new cowl for him, well, for his, but I think I'll use the old one. It's just stuck on there. It's got to get pushed back farther and stuff. Got a few spots just to touch up a little bit better on the fit. See, there's his gun access doors. Simulated handles. Fuel filler cap goes there. And these were his that I made a silicone mold off of and made some parts for mine. 3D printed guns on it. I just gotta do the, like I said, do the barrels. I threw the fuel tanks on, just so you guys get a quick look at that. These are his fuel tanks. These are my new doors that I made for his. So they'll go up, suck up there. I got this up on blocks. So then there's the inner doors. So they'll go up there pretty good. Good fit on those so far. I made a mold because there's a. I can show you. Here, I'll grab this one. So I made a mold, and then I made one trial. I needed a belly pan. On mine. Sorry about that. I'll show you. So that goes on there. So what happens is, oops, oh, I thought the bench went farther than that. So what happens? How does that work? I don't have it on mine. There is a reason. Oh, I know why. Okay. So the belly pan comes off, gets screwed to this bracket. The belly pan has to come off because you got two wing bolts here. I still gotta drill that one because I didn't drill my blocks until I got the wing on. I only did one at a time. There's my scoop with the plastic that I 3D printed in there. It's just got to be cleaned up, but I haven't put the radiator, that little spreader bar across there yet on that. And let's see. Come back over. Yeah, so I made that mold for that belly pan. Come over here. His drop tanks. Some work I'd done on his rivets because I had done them too deep. His, if you can see, his were nice and shallow. And I'd made a new canopy, but it's kind of gone yellow. And that, and again, I think I'll rip out the instrument panel. All this stuff down in the corner, I'll put a new, I'll get a new Sullivan unit for if I keep it glow. And I'll replace that. I think I'll replace that instrument panel, make it a scale, well, not scale, but the World War II one and not in the latest one with navigation equipment and all that stuff all built into it. His flaps, same thing. So on his, what I did was I cheated. I don't know if it's gonna work. I made a huge tiller arm that goes down inside the fuselage and be operated by a servo. And then I have a linkage that'll go back to the guide. And there's a plate. That'll be the guide for the canopy in this track, and the plate there for the arm, and that way, then when the tiller moves, the canopy will go. These are just, I don't know if I can show you. Where are you? Losing you guys. Oh, there we are. Here, focus. Those are just slits of brass tubing welded up, square stock and cut, notched out, and they just drop down and slide in the track. And then there's drilled some holes in there, and I believe that I pinned the track. I gotta glue all this stuff back on. I should have left the tape and stuff on, but you leave the tape on and that thing. I think if I get some polishing going, I can probably clean up that canopy. I don't even know if you can see in there, but yeah, we did all that. Gas cap for there. Handhold for the pilot to climb into. I made these little flutes, put them down there because the other Glamorous Glen had it, but it's still when that was restored, not the fighter version. Same thing. Go under here. Oh, son of a gun! It's actually locked in there. Same thing. Scoops open and close. I did the same thing on the tail wheel. I printed up extra door things, so I did the same thing for his. I just made that little hatch. Oh, too old. I started redoing a bunch of the rivets again, but they're a little deep, so I'll just run some filler over there. Come along here. It's getting close. Let's see if I can. I was gonna just hang on. I gotta put you guys in for a second. Hang on. Cam back. One video that's gonna be coming up. I wasn't happy with the gap underneath where the scoop in the flap meet, so I just put in the corner there. I just put a little piece of angled 1/4" stock and just capped it with a 1/32 piece of plywood. Just sealed it all with some cyano and gave it a quick squirt of primer. And that linkage right there, that's the flap. Let's see if I can find it. There's a clevis. Clevis hooks up to the flaps in there. Other than that, I think we're doing pretty good. So I will leave it at that. I just wanted to give you guys, and girls, if there might be some girls watching, just a little look-see of how we're really doing. I'm a bunch of videos behind posting them. I'm still learning all that stuff. But we'll catch you later on. Bye.